Okay, cool. So we're back. This time we're going to look at DoSan. So this is the third pattern, green tag to green belt. Some kind of cool little subtleties of it. So let's look through it. So again, it's parallel ready stance to start. The right jumby sugi, blades at feet straight, fist in front of the knot belt. Nothing super here. Okay. First technique is high side block. Preparation is like a low block. Blocking hand on top in front of the side of the face. Bring it to the height you want to finish. So we go from here, and this is eye level with the fingertips, eye level with the knuckles, the reaction hand side of the hip. It's half facing, and be really cool about this, or be really conscious about this. It's half facing. You'll never do it side facing. Try this at home. Try pull that to a completely side facing position. It'll feel awkward. It'll feel ridiculous. You'll never do it side facing, but you'll very easily do this full facing. And the problem is that that's firstly incorrect, and secondly, it doesn't let you set up the second technique, which is the reverse punch. So we've made our block. Now we create sine wave here by going down, up, and when we're down, we go full facing. So here we drop the body weight, and we're full facing now. This is the facing we want to finish delivering the punch. We relax the hands. They're probably too relaxed here, but relax them all the same. Push up on the back foot, top of the sine wave. Push the hands away. Pull the punching hand backwards. Drop, and it's full facing. So you've come from half facing to full facing. And this is your middle punch. And as I'm seeing throughout all of these videos so far, my right hand side punching is a little bit overextended, so it's something I need to fix, and that's okay. The next part is the center line turn, and this is something that I've seen so many variations on this, and this is the way I've been taught, and it's been bet into my head in a few different places. So when we make the turn in DoSan, it's a center line turn. That means we bring the front foot back about 1 foot length and into the center of your walking stance. Don't bring the front foot on the same line as the back foot. And years ago it was, go from walking stance, make a sitting stance, move the other one out to walking stance. This is, we know now, is incorrect. So we bring that foot into the center of the walking stance here. Now when we're here, we start the sine wave here. So we drop, we create down, we bring the back foot across as we come up, we prep the hands, and then we drop and we make our high side block. Again, half facing. The tool is the outer forearm, and it's in the center of the shoulder for this one. The knuckles are eye level, and the tool is the outer forearm in the center of the shoulder. And then we drop, we go full facing, we relax the hands, push up, backward motion, full facing, front punch. Okay. Stepping through and up, we make knife hand guarding block here. So we just relax through. There's sine wave, down, up, down, and we have our knife hand guarding block. This one is a little bit shallow. It needs to come out a little bit, or maybe it's a camera angle. I'm going to say it's the camera angle, but it probably isn't. Okay, Sun Kotulki is next. Straight fingertip thrust. So here we go. Take your time in this. Relax through it. As we go, relax the hands in front here. Let the palms face you. That way you can pull them back, and then you can execute the strike. There's two components in this. You have to think about parrying a straight shot coming in with the reaction hand, and then thrusting through with the fingertips. So it's the reaction hand comes down first, and the attacking tool goes over the top here. Okay, so this is center line. The fingertips are under the elbow, but they don't touch. Okay, the release is next. So when we make this release, we pop onto the balls of the foot, pushing the weight forward and rotating the thrusting hand counterclockwise this way. Both knees are bent up onto the balls of the feet. This is the release. So from here we pivot counterclockwise, and again, like with Dan going last time, take your time through the turn. Right, if you prep the hands too early, you'll throw the strike too early. You'll shorten your walking stance, or you'll narrow your walking stance, and you'll finish offline. And it's very hard. And very often we see this when people first start doing this pattern. The spin, they're so conscious of the spin that they spin really fast and prep the hands and throw it out straight away, and then their walking stance ends up, on the same line, the front foot on the same line as the back foot, and then they correct it and they've moved it. So take your time here. So take your time to turn. Now from here you can prep. The hands should be a little bit higher, but that's okay for now. It's striking hand underneath, back fist strike, and now you have walking stance, shoulder width wide. We rotate the striking fist out ever so slightly counterclockwise to bring the first two knuckles out of the tool. This is eye level and it's chest line as far as I can remember. This is back fist strike, Dongjimuk Teregi. So stepping forward again, we turn the hip ever so slightly, back to, both hands facing down and striking hand underneath, back fist strike. Again, rotating that fist ever so slightly, not too much, and it's Gun Unsugi. Now we're back to the first two movements again, so we rotate around, and again it's that same idea that we talked about in Dan Gun, where you screw the ball of the foot into the floor to create the sine wave. So here you go down and then up, and you prep the hands here, back to back, bring them up in front of the face. Don't take them from your hips, bring them from in front of the face. And it comes across, and it's high side block again. Next we have punch, so it's walking stance punch. You've gone full facing because the sine wave is correct. You've gone down, and as you go down, you create the full facing. You push up full facing, and you punch full facing. Center line turn is next, same as before. We bring the front foot to the center of the stance, about 1 foot length. In we create the sine wave here by putting the weight on that front foot now, down, up, and as we come up, we prep the hands. We bring the back foot across, and we make our walking stance, shoulder width wide. The block is eye level, the fingertips are eye level, the outer forearm is in the center, the shoulder line. This is high side block. Now we punch, so we go full facing again, and this is the theme for all four of those. So you really need to show that contrast there, half facing, full facing. It's one of the easy ones to spot for umpires when they're judging. It's like click, 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 facing's wrong, facing's wrong. We relax, we push up, we punch, walking stance. From here, we move the back foot up and we make a hechimaki, wedging block. So this is high section, which means that both knuckles will be eye level. And there's sine wave as you step through. So as you bring the back foot through, you relax, you push up, and you step off on the angle here. So it's definitely less than 45 degrees. If you step off on a very, very wide angle here, when you cut back across the line the next time and back onto the center line eventually, you'll finish this pattern short. So you'll be ahead of your starting position. So you need to keep this angle. This is one of the places that I used to fall down a lot in trying to finish back where I started. So keep this angle quite shallow. So when we make wedging block, the hands cross in front of the chest, and we relax and we push out. The tool is the outer forearm, so both outer forearms in the center of the shoulders. The triceps are parallel with the floor, and the knuckles are eye level. If you put these three things together, you get the correct finish position. This is your hechimaki, high wedging block. From here, we make apchagi, front kick, apchabisugi, front kick, and we keep the hands. It's written in the description of the pattern, keeping the hands in the position as they were. So we keep them as they were. We make front kick. The standing foot for a front snap kick should be straight. You can see here as I execute this kick, it kind of slips out a little bit. So -1 point for me. Anyway, so we make the front kick. We create our sine wave, and now we have fast motion punching. So as we land the front foot, we make our first punch, bang, and then when that's landed, we push up. So we cut the sine wave in half. Fast motion punching doesn't mean the punches go faster, because we always punch as fast as we can. We just increase the speed of the sine wave by making it shorter. So when we land, rather than going down, up and down, we land and we go straight up on the ball of the back foot, and we drop and we punch. It's very tricky to sort of, without breaking the rhythm, it's very tricky to not just kind of roll that first punch into the second one. I mean, technically both feet should be flat on the floor when you punch the first time, and then you cut the sine wave and you get half that sine wave for fast motion. But it's very tricky, and you see a lot of people just kind of, as they land that front punch or that first punch, the back foot kicks up to show off the fast motion. So technically correct, competition correct, you can decide. Next step is hechimaki again. So now we cut back across the line. So we move the front foot, relaxing through sine wave, and again it's walking stance, and it's eye level with the knuckles, exactly the same as before. We make our front kick. So this one is a bit better with the standing foot. sine wave after the kick. After both front snap kicks, you create sine wave. And as you land the first punch, one, you roll. You can see I've done that cheat. You roll straight through it, you push up, and then you drop. Second one is, they're both center line, and it's obverse reverse. Fast motion punching. Now we have to move back onto the line. So we move our front foot through, we make a back palm chukyamaki, outer forearm rising block. So stepping through, we're back on the line where we're back on the starting line, the straight line. This is our rising block. There's two of them. Walking stance, another one here. Now again, it's like we talked about before. This rotation. Don't prep the hands too early. They're probably too low here. It was pointed out in one of my last videos that when I turn, I keep my hands very low at my hips, and they should probably be a little bit higher. The important thing here is not to create tension in the shoulders as you try and keep the hands. The shoulders are relaxed, but the hands should be lightly closed in front of the chest, or relaxed in front of the chest rather than down at the hips. Again, we push up at the top of the sine wave. We prep the knife hand strike. The hip goes, and we have our Anonsugi Sunkal Teregi. So this is sitting stance, knife hand strike. Sitting stance, blades of the feet are straight. That's one of the common things, and it's an easy, again, talking about umpires taking marks, this is an easy space sitting stance. The feet kick out, and it's easy, you see it every time. Teige, for example, anyone who's doing Teige, there's just, it's a free-for-all on points being given away in that pattern sometimes. Po1 is the same, but anyway, this is sitting stance, knife hand strike. So we step foot to foot, and it is foot to foot. We kick off the sine wave, and when we move when we move the foot out, rather than going straight out, you can kind of kick it out in a little arc, and that'll give you a little bit more hip. Back to back, knife hand strike, look the way you finish, sitting stance, and step in, right to left, parallel, ready stance. And that's DoSan. So when I think about some of the sort of the key parts of DoSan, the release into the spinning back fist is tricky when you first do it. So getting that balance first, just practice that in isolation, then practice the turn, not prepping the hands too early. Get your spin, and as you're kind of nearly all the way around or half facing or halfway around, then you can prep your hands for the back fist. The other kind of thing that I should have said before this was the first two movements, the high side block being half facing, and the center line front punch being full facing. You have to show the contrast between half facing and full facing, really important. Sine wave after the front snap kick into the fast motion punching, a lot of the time the sine wave is forgotten about, and we just get kick and land with the hand. So create the sine wave, and then you have your fast motion punching, and we discussed about the whole foot being flat on the floor, for both feet being flat on the floor for the punch before you execute the fast motion, and the trade-offs that some people make there. Not cutting the angle, as well, in the hechimaki, not cutting the angle too wide so that you finish back closer to where you started. That's kind of DoSan as far as I can see. It's a cool pattern. If you see anything that you think needs to be addressed, or anything that stands out to you, or stuff that I've missed or forgotten, or would like to add comments to, please do. We love to hear feedback. I'm getting some good pointers already as to stuff that I can easily fix, so I really appreciate that. I hope you're getting good value out of this. If you are, give it an old like and a share and a subscribe and all of that. Cool. So that's DoSan, and we will be back soon with the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.